Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video, as you probably can already tell from the title, is my ultimate Christmas glam makeup. So this is generally the type of makeup that I would wear if I just didn't really know what type of makeup I wanted to wear, if I didn't know what clothes I was wearing, etc. This is honestly your Christmas glam. You've got a gorgeous dramatic smoky eye, you've got glitter, you've got a red lip, and you've got full coverage going out skin. I wanted to say flawless skin, but my skin is far from flawless. It is just not having a good time. But if you would like to see how I created this look, then keep on watching. Starting off, I'm using the Anastasia Beverly Hills eye primer, and I'm using that with a flat concealer brush and just using little over back motions just to help clean up and define the brows. Taking a little bit more of that eye primer then, and I'm going to pat that all over the eye as a base for my eyeshadow. The palette I'll be using today is the Be Perfect LMD Master Palette. I have the remastered one. And I'm taking the shade Smoky from the palette, and I'm just patting that on the outer corner of my eye and bringing it right in toward the inner corner. Next, going in with the shade Marbs from the palette, and I'm taking that half on that brown shade, half off the brown shade, and just using little circular motions to just start moving that product up and getting a really nice blend. When there's very little product left on the brush, then I'm just making my little blending motions a little bit bigger and really blowing that up to my brow. Next, taking the shade Marbs and Cocoa on this little brush from the Urban Rebel brush collection from Kaylee MUA, and I'm just slotting that colour right in between Marbs and Smoky. Onto my cut crease then, I'm going back in with the eye primer, and there's this little brush I picked up from AliExpress, and I'm just whacking a load of that right along my lash line and looking up, and that marks out exactly where my cut crease should go. And now I'm just going in and kind of smoothing out over that and taking it a tiny little bit higher. You want to make sure you take your cut crease that little bit higher so you can see it when your eyes are open. It's what's going to give your eyes that bigger, kind of more open shape. When I'm happy then with my cut crease, I'm going to take a little bit more of the eye primer and I'm going to pat that all over the first half of my eye. This is going to be a base for the glitter I'm going to apply later on, and for the shadows then at the very outer corner. Just taking off any excess primer on my brush, and I'm swiping back on the very outer corner where the primer meets the shadow, and this is going to help to fade the shadow back in over that nicely. Going back in then with the shade Smoky, and I'm going to pat that on the outer corner of the eye, and then I'm going to just start basically to blend the shadows that I've used already back in across just the outer corner of the eye. Then taking the next shade, which is Marbs, and I'm placing that where Smoky meets the concealer, just so that everything flows back in really nicely. And make sure you build it up quite enough that you can actually see it underneath the glitter when I apply it later on. Now I'm going in with 54 Body Sparkles from Ingla, and I'm placing this mostly on the part of the cut crease where there's nothing yet down, just right over the eye primer, because it's really nice and sticky and everything's going to stick on top. And then whatever is left on the brush, just patting that over the shade Marbs that we added a while ago. Then I'm mixing Noir and Smoky from the palette, and I'm just using that on a little bullet brush just to deepen the outer corner of the eye. And I'm going in with liner. I've used the Anastasia Beverly Hills Black Liquid Liner, and I'm literally just marking out where I want my liner to go. So I want to keep it nice and thin toward the inner corner of my eye, and then nice and thick on the outer corner of the eye. So once I'm happy with how it's marked out, then I'm going to fill in from the line right down to the roots of my lashes. Taking a little bit of Noir then, and I'm going to smoke out the very end of the liner so that there's no harsh edges and everything blends in really nice. Going in then with my base products, and I'm using these two here mixed together to give a nice kind of glow and a bit of hydration to my skin. I want my skin to be super glowy, as this is like a Christmas night out look. I've gone in with the Estee Lauder Double Wear foundation and I've just patted that all over my skin. This is the Revolution Conceal and Define Concealer in the shade C5, and I just popped a little bit of that underneath my eyes and a little bit down the centre of my face just for a little bit extra coverage. I don't particularly like a really light concealer underneath the eye, it's more just for coverage. I'm setting everything in place with the translucent powder from Anastasia Beverly Hills in the shade Vanilla, just to take the stickiness out of my foundation. I'm going to bronze and add blush now to my skin. For bronzer, I'm using the Bigger Down bronzer from Inglot on a nice big fluffy brush from Blank Canvas. And then for my blush then, I am taking the Sleek Lysa Peach blusher. This is a lovely blusher because you do have to build it up so you don't like get that too intense look straight off. Back then to the eyes, I'm taking this black pencil liner from Penny's and I'm popping that right into my waterline, and then I'm going to smoke that out then with the shade Noir from the palette again, and I'm literally just taking all the shades I used on top and bringing them down below. So first I'll go in with the shade Noir to smoke out that black liner, then I'll go in with the shade Smoky, and then finishing off then with the shade Marbs. I used the shade Light Up from the palette just to pop that into the inner corner for a little bit of a highlight. I absolutely love this little highlight shade, it's gorgeous. And now I'm applying my red lip. This lip liner is just one from Penny's, and the liquid lipstick I'll be applying in a little bit is the Bella Pierre liquid lipstick in the shade Hothead. Give my face a wee spritz then of the primer water from Penny's before I add the highlighter. It's just going to make the skin a little bit more tacky. And then I'm taking the highlighting shade from the LMD palette then as well. It's a gorgeous highlight shade, but you do have to build it up. So that is the finished look. I hope you all enjoyed my little tutorial on my ultimate Christmas go-to glam makeup. If you do recreate this look over Christmas, make sure you tag me over on my Instagram. It's Catherine E MUA. I would love to see your looks. Also, during this video I used this palette here. So this is the Be Perfect Master Palette with LMD. This is my first time ever using this palette, and I'm actually really obsessed with how this look turned out. It's a gorgeous palette. The colours all blend so well. I definitely think it's a palette that is more suited to like your softer glam rather than like the crazy glam like this, although you can still achieve a half cut crease using the browns from it. Yeah, I'm really impressed with this palette. I definitely think I'll be taking this with me on my holidays throughout next year. So yeah, I just said I'd drop that in there, what my thoughts were at the end of the video. So yeah, if you did enjoy this video, make sure you give it a like. Comment down below if you'd like to see any other little tutorials. There's a few other little Christmas ones I kind of want to do. Make sure as well you subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I will hopefully see you all very, very soon. Bye!